Hi everyone, Chris Maguire here, and I've got another Hey Chris question. This one is, hey Chris, I can play a few Satriani songs. Does that mean I'm as good as Joe Satriani? No, you're not as good as Joe Satriani just because you can play a couple of his songs. There was a local guitarist, I think he's still local to the area, and he got a really good gig playing in a tribute band to a very well-known band. I'm not going to name the names because he could be watching and I don't want to sort of point him out necessarily. And in an interview he said that he thought of himself just as good as the guitarist in the band. Now we're talking about one of the great guitar heroes that's going around. Just because you can play somebody's songs doesn't mean you're as good as what they are. To put it in more of a different sort of context, I can understand what E equals MC squared is because they teach that in high school. High school students understand that formula works. That's the way it goes. But that doesn't mean that I know all the mathematical foundation that goes into coming up with that in the first place. I would have zero comprehension of even the very first basic bits of that. I can just conceive that formula works, that's it. Just because you can regurgitate a Satriani song doesn't necessarily mean you're as good as Satriani. You'd have to have studied the same sort of stuff as he has for the same level of time, intensity. There's a lot that goes into his songs that are a lot seamless and will probably, it sort of seems like, would just flash over the surface. You can look at his songs and study his songs really deeply to sort of get that understanding that he has. And if you're not sort of studying his songs intently like that, you're not going to be necessarily on the same wavelength. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm sure you're quite a competent guitarist. And I don't know why you necessarily want to be as good as another guitar player. You really want to be as good as what you want to be. And if you're not as good as what you want to be, then you have to keep striving for that. If you are as good as you want to be, job done, well and good, and just be happy with that. I think it's a little ludicrous sort of comparing ourselves to other artists because it's all about art. It's no one guitar player is better than the other. I really like Billy Joe from Green Day, but he's compared to me, I could outplay him any day of the week. But I really like him as a guitar player for what he does, the attitude that he brings. He's been able to monetize his band, and that's a talent in itself. So yeah, it's crazy sort of comparing yourself to other guitar players. Hopefully that answered your question, and hopefully you'll tune in next week, even though I kind of said that you weren't as good as Joe Satriani, but that's my honest opinion. Great. If you do have any questions, do bring them in, email them through to chris@musiccavern.com.au. Cheers, thanks.